Cuba! It's me, episode 115 of The W.I.L.L.I.W Show, which stands for Wrestling is Life. Life is Wrestling. Now today I am starting a 10-part series on the PWA anniversary. Now in 10 days, which is perfect, July 22nd, 2017, the PWA, who they hold a special place on my heart. Most of my greatest memories in wrestling were PWA. They're having their 12th year anniversary show. So that's such a good thing to, you know what I'm trying to say. It's a good thing to talk about. It's a great achievement. And so basically, I'm doing 10 parts on some of the best times in PWA, going through most of the years. So the first episode, which is today, I am going back to the very first ever PWA show, which was July 22nd, 2005, and it took place in Goderich, Ontario. And this was the first time I met Jeff Black and Joe Dog Hallam and both of their brothers. And it was just a good environment. Everyone was happy to be there. So let's go to the show. So Jeff Black was being hailed as the hometown hero. And in the first contest, it was him versus Paul Wright. And whoever won the match would get to face Reggie Marley, and the winner would be crowned the first ever pure wrestling champion in the history of the company. Now I also just want to shout out to a lot of these guys that have been around for all the 12 years, even if they've had to take time off here and there, but been there since the start, like Jeff Black, and Paul Wright, and Joe Dog Hallam, and Andrew Davis, and Eddie Osborn, and there's so many more. They should get like some kind of plaque or badge for 12 years of being employed with the company. So yes, that was the first match. Jeff Black defeated Paul Wright and earned his shot at the Pure Wrestling Championship, which would take place later that night. The second match was the 21st Century Fox versus Cherry Bomb, who's now known as Ali in TNA. Is it Global Force Wrestling now? It was TNA Impact Wrestling. And the 21st Century Fox picked up the victory. The next match was Eddie Osborn versus Randy Walker. Eddie Osborn was able to defeat Randy Walker, and then right after that, he had another challenge, and he had to fight Crazy Steve, who is part of Global Force Wrestling. Everyone knows him now. He's in that group with Abyss and the lady, of course. And So Eddie Osborn won one and he lost one on his first show. The next match was, I can't really see, it's kind of dark. Oh, the crowning of the first championship. The first ever championship crowned in the PWA was the Pure Violence Championship. In the match, it was a 5-way match with obviously Pure Violence rules. We had Flatliner, Warhead, Buck 10, Shooter Sean Brown, and Mark Mandrake. And Buck 10 was able to win the Pure Violence Championship and become the first champion in PWA history. So then after that, we had myself. I fought Jesse Jones. And if I won, I got to be the leader of the sports generation. If Jesse Jones won, he got to basically own me and have the right to my citizenship. And Jesse Jones used a chain and he pinned me. That match can be found on YouTube. I don't know how many of these other ones. I know most of them got filmed, but I don't know how many of them are like online to be viewed. So then, so yes, Jesse Jones beat me. Then after that, we had the Highlanders, who were fresh off their WWE stint. They took on Mike Stevens and Andrew Davis. Andrew Davis, I believe he worked his way up because now he's the current tag team champion. But at this time, there was no tag team championship belts. And then Reggie Marley versus Jeff Black. Jeff Black, who competed, although it was a quick contest against Paul Wright, Jeff Black didn't have enough in the tank, and he had to unfortunately disappoint the hometown crowd. And Reggie Marley was crowned the first ever Pure Wrestling Championship. So that's all for the first show. And as far as the year 2005, we did, I believe, 3 shows in Goderich and 3 in Cambridge. At the very next show in Cambridge, we crowned the first ever Internet Championship, which I won, but was stripped of me by Jesse Jones. And we had our first ever Super Ladies 8 Cup tournament, and Misty Haven beat 21st Century Fox in the final. So 2005 was a great year. 6 events, and it was a good starting point for PWA to make their mark and obviously be successful as 12 more years happened. So that's it. We basically ran Goderich and Cambridge, and then we started expanding. I say we, I just mean PWA as a company. So that was the first year, 2005. It was great. A lot of new people got their breaks with PWA. A lot of people that were looking for a second shot got the chances. There were some great matchups on some of these cards, and it's nice to go back and look at it and see where it was. It's hard to believe it was 12 years ago, but yes, it certainly was. So this is part 1 of the PWA Anniversary Series. As always, like, or you get a leg drop. Comment, or you get a clothesline. Subscribe, or you get a suplex. What were you doing 12 years ago, July 22nd, 2005? I'm your host, Elian Habanero. I love wrestling. Cuba!